just dropped the mooring in Leineken Bay on this hazy, warm summer morning. And so we are off. Destination, down east. Chris has arrived from Massachusetts. So it looks like this is race 4 here. Predictably, he's killing us going to windward. Get a little speed if I put the Yankee on, but I got the code 0 rig because when we bear off the wind, that's where that code 0 should pay pretty big dividends. Well, there's Pemaquid Point right there. So we're almost halfway to Maple Juice Cove here. Chris is still quite a ways up there. I think we're gaining on him now. Ever since we kind of got off the wind and got this drifter code 0 set, I think we've been gradually gaining back some ground on him. And the wind is light. It's just kind of a constant, kind of 6 to 8 knots. So it's enough to keep us moving here. The majestic coast of Maine. Oh, nice Cape Dory 36. He's got his engine on, I reckon. Well, I see Chris dead ahead here, and he just texted me. And he was getting too close to Western Egg Rock right there, so he fired the diesel up and scooted ahead. The winds were really getting light. Just about a half hour ago, it was almost calm. It was about 2 to 4 knots of wind. And I was, even the drifter couldn't even hold the sheets up. It was pretty much nothing. There's light winds and fog. Welcome to sailing the Maine coast in summer. That sounds like a lobster boat diesel I hear droning. And the Maine coast emerges out of the fog here. Looks like we're making a little bit of breeze here. Oh yeah, here we are. And she starts to accelerate. You gotta admit, Maine is one of the, if you can put up with the fog and the rocks and the current and the fickle winds, it has some of the most beautiful sailing anywhere. I really was just about to fly the drone. Honest, say, I was getting it ready. I thought it'd be a great shot, and then suddenly the fog just rolls right back in. Hopefully this fog will lift. by the time we get there. Well, so much for the fog lifting. Nah, binoculars don't help. You still can't see anything. Well, according to the chart plotter, this looks like a good place to drop anchor. So, helm a lee. Shoot her up into the wind and drop. Well, good morning, Chris. So I believe today is Tuesday, 18th of August, 2022. I've lost track of time. And I'm anchored out here in this very tranquil Maple Juice Cove, which is on the St. George River. And just east of here is Tennant's Harbor, and then kind of northeast of here, about 15 miles or so, is Rockland, Maine. Chris took off this morning, and I decided against it. He went to Tennant's Harbor, which is about 12 miles or so. But he's got an inboard diesel, and I just didn't want a chance getting caught out there. Yeah, sure, I have the outboard, but that's really just for getting in and out of tight passages and getting around the harbor and maybe covering that last mile when the wind dies in the evening and you just want to get an anchor down. You know, 3.5 horse outboard with a quart of fuel per fill there is not for motoring 20 miles. So anyway, I'm going to hang out here. I got plenty of projects to work on. The weather maps are pretty calm for the next couple of days. There's really no wind to speak of. But then again, it's supposed to be pretty much calm all day today. We've had southerly kind of about 5 to 8 knots. You can probably hear the wind noise on the camera. Might make it. The question is the tide rising or falling? Yeah, I'm hearing the keel ground. That's another reason to recommend a hardshell dinghy, which is a good rowing dinghy. It's a nice way to take a harbor tour and get a little exercise in at the same time, especially if you've been sitting on a boat all day. So yeah, it must be acknowledged. This is why most sailboats have inboard diesel engines. Because if you want to go cruising the coast of Maine or some such place in the months like here in the summer months where there tend to be a lot of light winds, and in particularly if you're on a schedule, if you only have maybe 2 or 3 weeks to see the sights there, then it can well happen that you're going to end up getting stuck in a place for several days while you're waiting for some wind to sail on. Myself, I don't mind it so much because, as I say, and if I don't have wind to go anywhere, I have plenty of project work to do. So a good sailing day is kind of like recess. It's time to go out and play, and the rest of the time it's just back to work. No shortage of things to keep myself busy, or at least things to feel guilty about when I'm not actually working on them. The local fisherman caught a few more fish than he had bargained for. So much so he had to call his buddy in the lobster boat to come give him a hand. to sail or not to sail? That is the question. It is Friday, the 24th of August, 26th of August. And we've got an easterly breeze here. We've got fog. Weather models are essentially showing this gradually veering more southerly, and generally kind of in the 5 to 10 knot range, with chance of thunderstorms. So my thinking is just to sail down the St. George River a bit, just kind of stick my nose out and just see what it looks like as we start getting out into more open water. I mean, if we could have wind like this would be perfect. And a bailout option is Tennant's Harbor, which is not too far. Tennant's Harbor is about 13 miles or so. If we go all the way to Rockland, it's about 23, 24 miles. I think we're gonna bail. There's no wind out here. We're fighting the current and the swell. So I think we're just gonna turn around and go back. She's moving nice with the code 0, but there's some wind out here, but it's about 5, 6 knots maybe. And the thing is, we've got a contrary current. We got to beat out clear of these islands, so it's light wind, swell, contrary current. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that. And it looks like the next day we're gonna have any wind is Monday. Today's Friday. So we got another 2 days. Looks like another 2 days to wait before we can get anywhere.